Hello, 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 everyone. How's everyone doing? I hope that you are well. I hope that you are well. I am so happy to be here with you yet one more time, one more time, one more time. What is going on in your life? What is going on in your area? Where are you? Where are you in the world? Where are you in your heart? I am so concerned. This is a wellness check in. So I am checking in to see how everyone is doing. How's everyone doing? I pray that you are well. And I am back again here at the Counseling Corner. If you don't know who I am Sheila Ingram, and I am your licensed professional counselor. You know me on different with different hats, right? So today I'm coming from the area of counseling. Let me kind of turn this music down a bit so we are not distracted. So, listen, today I want to share with you something I think is so very important. You know, um, I know you guys already know about me talking about the root system and how where we were born, where we were raised, the culture in which we come from, everything that has been attached to us from birth to now, right? Has an effect on us emotionally, socially, intellectually, right? Physically, spiritually. And many times, because life happens on such a strong level, your life be life, and for lack of a better term, many times we don't get to navigate through it the way we would prefer to or know how to. We don't have the resources, we don't have the tools, and many times it spills over into certain areas and compartments within us. And if we're not aware, and if we don't have an awareness, and if we're not paying attention to how life is lifing you personally, then you can get lost in the shuffle, right? Lost in the shuffle of life. And so I think it's very important for us to be on the beat of our lives, be on the same page with ourselves so that we can continue to grow, continue to evolve. So tonight here on our Monday night broadcast, you guys know that usually when I do the counseling corner, I pop on a Monday, but it's not etched in stone. It's like whenever I feel led to, or whenever, there's something pressing. And there's always something pressing in me and on me because of my desire to help and my desire to grow myself. And so tonight I want to talk about social emotional intelligence. I have recently dealt with a couple of situations with a couple of people that I had to really gauge where I am in that. I had to gauge what has possibly spilt over in my life, and I've had to tweak it. I've had to accept it and tweak it and understand that unless I identify it, I won't be able to crucify it. And that's what I want to share with you. If you don't identify it, you will not be able to crucify it. Not only identifying it, but accepting that this is something that it's going on in you some things that you've grown to, some things that you need to grow to, some things that you're dormant in, and some things you just won't budge because of you not budging, because you're in denial, because you refuse to get help, because you refuse to hear your own voice to help you shift yourself because of a standard or an image or whatever you're supposed to be for people or in the eyes of people. I want you to know that your emotional well being is the main thing that will keep you moving to that place called there. You know, I'm always talking about that place called there. And I want you to continue to grow to that place called there. So let's get into some things I want to share with you because I know it's very important for us to really relate with each other, to talk to each other, for me to be transparent with you, and for you to be transparent as much as you can with me, but ultimately being transparent with yourself, transparent to yourself. I know you're like, how do I turn that into myself? By keeping it real and acknowledging who you are, where you're going, where you've been, and your desire to grow, and your desire for the people, places, and things you want to merge in your life, you want to have. But if you're broke down and you have a poor root system and you have a corrosion going on inside of you, now this is not the first time I talked about the root system. I'm going to be doing some more conversations with you about the root system. I probably will never stop talking about the root system because that is the place of healing where we have to pull up the weeds, right? The weeds that have intruded in our lives, the things that have come to haunt us, the things that don't want to let you go, right? Because you become comfortable in that place. And all of these things matter when we're evolving into social intelligence, our social relationships, how we manage things, what we're aware. There's an awareness that we need to have in our consciousness of understanding where we are, who we are, and where we're going. I know you see that big 7-0 back there and some of those balloons. I am still celebrating my birthday in a sense within my private space. I am still celebrating this milestone that I have gotten to, that I've reached, and I am so excited that I am able to still be able to be in my right mind, the use of my limbs, being able to share, talk, laugh, and despite what I still want in life, despite what I feel is lacking in my personal life or in my social life or in my emotional life. Despite all of that, I'm still pressing and still moving, right? Still I rise, still I rise. So listen, let's get into some things that I want to talk to you about. I want to take you on a little journey. I'm not going to be before you long. In a couple of days, you'll probably see me put up another emotional intelligence broadcast. It's probably going to be, maybe it'll be personal, maybe it will be, I don't know, we'll see. But whatever it is, I'm going to post it so that we can grow together, learn together, and keep pushing together to that place called there. So you know me, sometimes I have my notes, sometimes I don't. And today I do have a few notes that I'll pull up to chat with you about. Again, if those of you who have never been here, who have never seen me before, my name is Sheila Ingram. Welcome to the Bravo with Sheila Network, which is my network where we, meaning we, so many of us come on to give you different types of information. Thursday night, we have Dawn B and Friends. We're going to have a new show coming on Monday nights in February. I am doing the counseling corner here right now. And on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I have special guests from other people that are in the YouTube streets. I just love bringing great content to you, sharing the platform, pushing people forward, and allowing them to grow in the space and time in which they're moving and grooving, right? And so what I want you to do is to continue to come here, continue to help us grow, to help us push the algorithm, right? Hit that thumbs up. That thumbs up is very important to those of us who are content creators. I know for most of you who come and just look or get involved, you don't understand the importance of hitting that thumbs up, but it is very important. If you haven't subscribed to the Bravo with Sheila Network, think about it. Just go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell so that you get notifications when I'm going live. Then you can truck on over to the Sheila Ingram Ministry broadcast across the YouTube streets, We're the Women of Grace on Fridays at 11:30 a.m. We come together. The Women of Grace. We are now pushing through and studying the women of the Bible. You don't want to miss this. We've already went through Eve. I think we went through Haggai. I mean, we are just moving. We're going to chop it up and we're going to refer and communicate with women and the commonalities, the common grounds that we have with those women of days of old, and compare in the comparisons of some of the similarities that we might have gone through or are going through. So it's a great time to come and sit and have fun with us on Fridays, Women of Grace, 11:30 on the Sheila Ingram Ministry broadcast in these YouTube streets, okay? I am also on at 12 noon on Wednesdays for Bible study, Bible, a power break, where we're talking about several things. So just go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and you'll know when we are going live. All right. So listen, that was just a little promo. And before I get started, let me just kind of remind you that I need you. I so need you to do this. While I'm there, let me do this for you. And there you have it. So now that we've done the housework, we've got some of the house stuff out the way. Let's just jump in now to what we're talking about. We want to share today. I want to share with you. I want to get to a place where we can just continue to grow and continue to know that we have to keep raising the bar. We have to keep raising the bar. So let's look at something. I have something that I want to show you and that we can chat about. But again, I don't intend to be before you long when I'm here doing the counseling sessions with you, right? The counseling broadcast with you. I don't intend to hold you hostage long, but I do want you to gravitate to what I'm talking about, because I grow and you grow. And guess what? We grow together. And so if you haven't given yourself a bravo, give yourself a bravo just because. Touch your heart, your mind, your soul, whatever you need to do to give yourself a bravo. And you do not need permission. You do not need permission. I said so because you may be the only one encouraging yourself at this present moment. Don't forget to be nice to yourself. Don't forget to encourage yourself. All right. All right, let's get into this. I'm going to share the screen and we're going to talk about what we need to talk about now. And so, social and emotional learning examples. We're going to talk about this today. So, I want to go down to get to the number one slide here, the self-awareness. Like, what exactly are you talking about, Sheila? What exactly are you talking about when you talk about this social emotional intelligence? Well, number one, it's self-awareness. This involves recognizing, listen to me, and understanding one's own emotions. This is serious because you think you might understand yourself, but I found as a counselor, even with myself, there have been times I did not understand what was going on inside my emotions, because guess what? So much was going on in my life. So recognizing and understanding one's own emotions and your strengths and weaknesses. Listen, I could park here all day long about strengths and weaknesses because we're all wired differently. We all have different temperaments. We all have a blend of temperaments, right? You know, I talked about the sanguine, the choleric, the phlegmatic, and the melancholy, right? And the choleric, you know, I taught on that, showing you the dynamics, the strengths and weaknesses of each temperament. And we all have a blend of a temperament. You may not understand your strength and weaknesses. You may not understand your needs and wants. If you want to know about that, you can get in touch with me and we can do a 30-minute consultation, and I can help you understand exactly what I'm talking about by a simple analysis that we will take together, and you will learn so very much about yourself. I'm not trying to plug anything, but I'm parking here to give you the understanding of strengths and weaknesses. Your values. What is your value system like? Is your value system a healthy one? Where did you get your value system from? And goals. Do you have goals set? Do you have goals that are like there's a list? You thought you'd be finished with 5 of them, and it's grown to a list of 15 goals, and you've only knocked off 2 of them. Exactly what are your goals? What is interrupting you getting to your goals? Because this number one, self-awareness, is so very, very important to even merge to anything else. My goodness, I want you to understand all of these different areas and compartments about you. It's about being in touch with how you feel and why you feel that way. You have the right to feel the way that you feel. You have the right to understand why you feel this way, not just feel it without understanding why. Many times people have feelings and their emotions and their lack of self-awareness or self-awareness and think that they understand everything that's going on. And over time, they find out they feel lost within themselves. So self-awareness is so very, very, very important. Why you feel the way you feel is so very important. Let's keep it moving. Oh my goodness, you see these folks down here on the screen. One is like holding her head. One feels like she's just exploding. The other one just can't take it because of the thoughts. Listen, self-awareness, please, it's very important. Let's keep moving. Self-regulation. Big. This is huge. This is so big. Self-regulation is the ability to manage and control one's emotions. Oh, this is huge. Impulses and behaviors. It includes strategies for dealing with stress, anger, frustration, and anxiety in healthy and constructive ways. This is a huge one because not having self-regulation can destroy so many things that you're trying to do, so many relationships you're trying to have, so many job experiences you're trying to grow in. Self-regulations, look at it, the ability to manage. Can you manage yourself? Are you managing yourself in a healthy way? Or are you merging old bad behaviors inside of new experiences? Controlling yourself and emotions, your impulses, triggers. We talked about triggers and things that cause you to shift and move into a space you don't want to be in, or a good trigger can cause you to move into a wonderful space through healthy self-awareness, right? But I want you to understand, it includes strategies. Everything has to have a strategy in life. There must be a strategy on your life, where you're headed, what you're doing, where you come from, the root system that continues to yell and speak at you. There must be a strategy to pull those roots up. There must be a strategy. There must be. All right. Dealing with stress. Stress is a killer. I'm sorry. It can be a deleter, I should say. We can't use certain words here in these YouTube streets, so forgive me. Stress can be a deleting factor where it can delete you in more than one way. Your emotional stability, your health. It can delete you mentally. It'll just tear you down if you just allow stress to continue to harbor in you and you don't deal with it and you allow people to come and bring stress into your life on top of the stress that you're giving yourself. We have to learn to manage. We have to manage because guess what? That stress eventually will turn into what? I heard you. Anger. The anger, oh my God, the raging anger that is in so many people. I have seen road rage. I have seen so many little minute things that shouldn't trigger anger, but does. I shouldn't say the word shouldn't because what someone can manage, someone else cannot. My point is to give you a consciousness on your anger. What level of anger? Measure it from 1 to 10. Let's put it on a ruler, 1 to 12. You gauge it. Are you number 2, number 5? Are you number 12 on the ruler where your anger is over the roof? It's volatile. Where is your anger point? Listen to me. We must find ways to constructively manage ourselves in self self-regulations. So social awareness, social awareness is about developing empathy. Oh, I love the word empathy because it says that you understand, that you care, that you can relate to someone. I didn't say sympathy, I said empathy. And understanding the perspectives and feelings of others is so key. But because of life situation and because of what has happened to life in you, and what life has done to you and in you, this area here can cause you to be very coarse, very dormant. This area can be so cold to a place where you're not feeling, you can't feel, you don't care. I don't care because it was done to me. I don't care anything about that. I don't have no empathy for them. I'm sorry. I'm dealing with my own situation. Life can chip away at us to where this area here with the social awareness, with our developing empathy and letting it remain, right? Remain in us, understanding perspective, just understand the perspective of what someone is going through or where someone is coming from. You may feel totally different, but can you just merge a little bit to understand a different perspective and feelings of others that may not necessarily be your feelings? Can you do that? I was telling you a few minutes ago, I most recently had a couple of situations where I was dealing with a couple of people and we got into not an argument or anything, but there was a breach and there was friction. Not in words or anything, but you could feel it in spirit. And sometimes when that happens, both parties have to back up. I had to back up. They had to back up until re-emerging, because sometimes you just have to sit in it and sit with yourself and humble yourself. Humble yourself. Humility will take you so far. Pride will corrupt everything. Pride will break down any and everything. It's the humility. It doesn't mean you're weak. Humility says I have empathy. Humility says that I understand, right? It takes nothing away from your strength as a woman or a man. And as I dealt with this with a couple of individuals, there was no finger pointing, but there had to be some conversation, right? What did this do? This brought another level of emotional awareness and intelligence for each party in different areas, because each party came from different walks of life, right? But when you don't make room for growth, when you don't make room to understand another's perspective, then that means you're shortchanging yourself and shortchanging a relationship that could be a blossom beautiful one. So I want you to understand that this is so very important. Perspectives and feelings of others. It involves recognizing, I understand what you said. I understand where you are recognizing. I realize and understand where you are, right? And respecting diversity, right, in another person, and being attuned to the emotions of those around you. It's just a matter of being attuned, in tuned, right? And the melody of being in tune, right? And the la, 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 la. That's right, be in tune. Some of you say, I can't sing a lick. That's okay, it's your tune. Go ahead and be in tune with your own melody, but be in tune with the melody of other people's lives as well. Respecting diversity and being attuned to the emotions, right? Understanding where someone is. Okay, I hope you got that. Let's keep it moving. Oh my goodness, relationship skills. Oh my God, relationship skills, my sisters and my brothers. These skills are crucial for building and maintaining healthy relationships. Effective communication. What you say, girl? I said effective communication. Active listening, cooperation, and conflict resolution are all a part of this component. Listen, I could chop up all of this right here, do a workshop on communication, active listening, cooperation, and conflict resolution. Listen, we could chop it up really, really strong, but for the lack of time, I want you to be mindful. Oh my, she says, oh my, in this picture here. Oh my goodness, relationship skills. They are crucial. You will have poor relationships. You will always have poor relationships if you do not monitor who you are, where you are, what's in you, and the awareness you have in this social emotional intelligence. Listen to me. Monitoring and maintaining healthy relationships effective. What is effective communication? You know, I can't break that down right now, but effective communication is stopping, pausing, and reflecting, and what? The capital L word, listening. Listening. You may hear what I'm saying right now. You may be hearing what I'm saying, but are you really taking in and listening to the heart of how I am saying it to you? Are you listening, or are you just, yeah, I heard you. I heard you. How many relationships have that type of communication going on? I heard what you said. I heard you. I heard you. Your boss talked to you. He asked for you to do something you don't really want to do, and it seems like you're ignoring. I heard you. The attitude behind the communication says a lot. Active listening. Listen to me. Cooperation. Just go ahead and cooperate. It takes nothing from you, but it adds something to you. Don't be a withdrawer. Be a depositor in a relationship. Deposit jewels, right? You know, I always say take the jewels, leave the junk in any relationship. Take the jewels and leave the junk in any relationship, right? Because there are jewels in everything. There's lessons learned, even in a relationship that crumbled, even in a relationship that you think stole everything out of you. If you sit, you will find out the lesson in that thing for you and why you were a part of it, right? Not pointing fingers, own up to your responsibility, right? But the communication with yourself is key as well. Let's keep moving. We got to go. We got to go. We got to keep this thing going. We got to keep moving. Responsible decision making. Responsible decision making involves considering the consequences of one's actions, making ethical, right? Be ethical and constructive choices that prioritize. There's a big word, priorities. Prioritize the well-being of oneself and others. Prioritize what's important. Prioritize, you know, something that needs to go to number 2, and number 2, 3 needs to go to number 5. Prioritize. Just don't have a mixed priority list. Some things deserve more attention. Some things deserve more concentration, right? So ethics, always be ethics. Don't diminish your ethics. As a counselor, there's ethics that I have to stay. There's ethics before I graduated with my degree. That's very important. That if someone says that I violated my ethics code, then I'm in trouble, right? They could take my license. So ethics is across the board. What type of ethics do you have? What kind of prioritizing are you doing? Are you really considering the well-being of yourself and others, or are you putting everybody in front of you and you're putting yourself last? You're on the back burner. That's not a good thing. There must be a balance in your life. And, you know, people, places, and things will cause you to either grow or just sink down. It depends on how you mentally see it, how you receive it, how you internalize it, and how you weed out. I said weed out those bad roots. Weed out those contaminated roots that came to intrude in your life as a young boy or a young girl, right? We were born into this world, born into particular families. Some were born into rich, wealthy families. Some of us were middle income. Some of us were very poor. Some of us are where we are right now. Despite how you start, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And if you take a little control over this self-awareness and this emotional intelligence, you will be able to shift and move anything that has come to rob you of your peace and your joy and being who you are called to be and all the greatness that is inside of you. Mistakes are what we do. They are not who we are, right? They're not who we are. Do not wear the t-shirt. Do not put the bumper sticker on your car. Listen to me. I want you to know that you were born to win. You were made to win. You are uniquely made. And I want you to understand that God is not into making mistakes, nor does he make trash. So whatever you've gone through or walked through, I'm telling you, become more emotionally aware of what it is you need to do. And I'm telling you, things will change for you. In closing, I want you to have better relationships. You have insight into your own and others' emotions, allowing you to communicate effectively and emphasize empathy, right? I want you to have empathy with yourself. I want you to understand and strengthen your bonds. I want you increase with self-confidence. Go ahead and why don't you do it? You understand your strengths and your weaknesses, right? Letting you grow in areas that are needing improvement. We must monitor ourselves. Enhance leadership skills. I want you to be an awesome leader. You can read, groups. You can stand in a conference and you can read a group with just being in the space because you've done that self-awareness. You can monitor, you can discern. I want you to improve your teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. If you're in the boardroom, if you have a company, if you're doing your own company, come on now. I need you to have teamwork. You don't have it all. Know how to delegate. I want you ultimately to be in better physical health. Please manage your stress, manage your stress. And ultimately, I want you to be resilient. Be more resilient so that you can be optimistic and motivated and continue this journey and move from pain to power and from power to victory. Because when nothing changes, nothing changes. Listen, I've had a great time with you today. I hope I've said something, anything that caused you to just shift or pivot within your heart, your mind, and your soul. Listen, my name is Sheila Ingram. I am so happy to be with you. If there's anyone that you know that needs counseling, go ahead and check out the nowutalking.com website. There's therapists there. Just go ahead and do www.nowutalking.com. If you need to send me a message, go ahead and send it to bravowithsheila@gmail.com. Listen, I love you so much. Why? Because you're in this world trying to navigate through it just like I am. And so we have to have that respect and love one to another. We're trying to press through and break through. I pray that this has blessed you. I pray that you continue to be mindful. Be so mindful of what you say and do with others and watch God move. Listen, stay tuned for more of the Bravo with Sheila network. All right. I'll see you again really, 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 really soon. Let me do a soft, nice, sweet closing for you. How about that? You want a nice, soft one? Let's do a soft one. A nice, quiet, soft. Here we go. Mwah. Smooches. I'll see you again soon. Ciao.
The angels were sad. They've got feelings. They've got emotions.
See you later. I don't see it. It's not. Here we go. Look at that. Never even said show. Anyway, ciao.